What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Tony, and today I just realized I never actually went over my entire Jeep because we just had the one where I was doing was it the Wizard install on the Jeep. I did a couple other little videos, but I never really actually did a full video or a full walk around of the Jeep itself. So I just figured while I have some time and I can kill, I figured let's just do a walk around video because a lot of people kind of like to see what people's actually done. I've actually done kind of a lot-ish to this Jeep already, just because I was kind of in a rush to get some stuff done, because in a couple weeks we are actually going out to Yellowstone and doing some wheeling and some camping. This can be between me and a buddy. We're gonna go. So I just kind of was gonna go over everything that I've actually done to the Jeep and what I've improved, and kind of just do a full little walk around. So yeah, so let's just jump into showing you guys off the actual Jeep itself. So let's do it. So on the inside of the Jeep, I haven't done really anything. We do have the bullet point mounting solutions, foam mounts up here. We have the ham radio mount right there, and then we have just where I can put another GoPro or whatever camera I have up here, the DJI or whatever. And I also have it up here. I did put the hot heads liners in front and rear. Surprisingly, they are amazing. We're going into a bigger thing with it in another video, but highly recommend them. It actually surprisingly damps a lot of the sound itself. The only other thing that I really put in here is just the JL mini taser. Highly recommend the taser. Even if you haven't done anything to your Jeep yet, put it in. You'll be happy because you can unlock some features. But yeah, overall, just overall, it's a fantastic product. And plus, if you ever update or upgrade your rims and tires, you have that inside already, and it doesn't hurt. Especially if you can get it on a good sale or a good discount, would highly recommend it. But other than that, inside is totally stock. So on the front end, we have the stock bumper, or from the Rubicon stock bumper, for the metal bumper. I did take off the end caps. I did put on Instagram a feed what people think that I should do. Do I leave the end caps on or do I leave them off? Right now it's a 50-50. I personally like either look, so I was kind of curious on what people think. But I have both lights, the top pillar mount, or the A pillar mount, and then I also have the AHA LP6s on the on the bottom. Those are actually off of the truck. I put an ultra hook on the Jeep. Best winching mount thing you can actually buy, especially for safety. That's another thing we will go over and talk to in a whole nother video. And then we also have a Warren winch. It does actually say Rubicon, so I didn't really say if this is a Rubicon X, because usually the Rubicon X comes with this, but it does say Rubicon on here, so that is from factory the way it is. Underneath, these are already things that I've already started to upgrade. So I've already upgraded the tie rod, drag link, and traction bar, or the traction bar, or the track bar, I'm sorry, to Apex Designs bars. These things are super beefy. These are aluminum with steel ends. And then I've also upgraded, which some people make fun of me, but I also put on a TerraFlex Falcon steering stabilizer, where it's adjustable, makes things a lot nicer. And then while we're already looking at here, I did remove, because this thing did have the Rubicon Mopar 2-inch lift. I ended up ripping all that out and putting on the Metal Cloak 2.5-inch springs tied with the Falcon 3.0 shocks, where these are all adjustable in many ways. You can either go super stiff, medium. I definitely like a little bit of a stiff ride, but you can also go down to level 1, put this on 1, and it's going to be super soft. If you like that setting, it is very soft, but I kind of like it right in the middle, and it kind of at a stiffer setting. I think it's perfect. Another thing that this Jeep, this is what was already on it, had 37-inch Toyo RTs. I'm not a big fan of Toyos. We're going to end up swapping these out for some Milestars, but it did come with some bead locks from Dirt Life or Dirty Life, and these things look sick. I absolutely love these things. Another thing, whoever owned this before me put the Power Step XLs on, which these things are actually pretty heavy duty. They are steel, and my wife likes these because they do come down with a drop step for her getting in, and it just makes life a lot easier. One other thing I forgot to mention, I did put in the Kraken. I was working on a video on it. I still got to edit it up, but I got the Kraken in. But I also got it to work with the Overland's King's dual air system. So we have the complete air system in here to air up and down my tires. I do have on order the Apex, which is a whole nother another company. Apex is wheel adapters that really help deflate tires a lot faster. I'm really kind of curious on how fast, so that's going to be another video we are going to work up on. Then obviously we have the Falcon shocks in the rear. We have the factory steel bumper in here, but then I do have the Rock Slide Engineering mounts for the roto packs. When me and my son went out camping a couple weeks ago, or probably about a month ago now, the roto packs, because I always like to bring at least one gas can with me at all times. We ended up having it right over here or inside the vehicle, and surprisingly it actually took up a lot of space. I like it on the outside of the vehicle, and it just makes life a lot easier. I like this kind of design. I like it more flat, like how Ace Engineering has theirs, where it's kind of more behind the tire versus out here, but this works perfect. We do have the Maximum 3 roof rack on here. The top part's actually Rancho or Rhino rack, but the Maximum design, you actually end up having to drill into the hardtop. Some people may not like that, but with all the weight that I kind of carry with my rooftop or my tent and my my 2 boxes that go on top, I need a little bit more support, especially for this hardtop being fiberglass. Definitely highly recommend going with the Maximum 3. That's not sponsored. I paid full price for that, and it was, you get kind of scared on drilling, but I've drilled into so many roofs and stuff like that. It's just Mother Nature and me just kind of, hey, all right, let's just start drilling. I don't even care. I will say, for back here, I do have a refrigerator that fits back here. I do have the IceGo 20 or APL 20. For APL 20s, you do have to remove the interior, but this is going to get covered up with a table from one of my buddies. That's we're kind of doing a swap trade and stuff, but this is going to be there's going to be a table down here, so I can actually put stuff on here, you know, make my coffee and stuff like that. But yeah, the APL 20 is going to go right here. When I go camping wise, this is all going to be able to be removed, which can't wait, because eventually then especially when my son gets older, I'm going to put a rack system back here, kind of like how the Ginger has it from Epic. I love their stuff. Epic makes some pretty quality stuff, but that's really all this 2-door is a 2.5-inch lift with the Falcon shocks. Down here I do have both Rancho skid plates. I do need to get the shock mount ones, but I do have front and rear diff covers. Highly recommend you get the skid plate covers, just so you don't peel back that cover while you're wheeling, and it doesn't hurt to protect. Again, oh, and I do have the a rock crawler exhaust. I did put that when I first bought this. I think I may have a picture of it. It had a dual exhaust on the back. I cannot stand, personally, I do not like the dual exhaust. I like rock crawler type style exhaust, and it's hidden, it's gone, out of the way. You don't have to worry about that. I do have actually the lens solar panel on the hood. Those are fantastic to have when you're off-roading and you're camping. You can use this as a solar panel. I do have some portable solar panels that kind of go on the side, but on here it's also charging the battery, and then also I can just disconnect that and actually hook it up to to like my power packs or anything like that to help keep it charged, and it just works out so much nicer. And plus, it's on the hood. It doesn't take up any space. So I may not have said this before, but surprisingly, I have the 2.0 turbo engine, gas engine, and surprisingly, this thing actually gets some great gas mileage, especially with the 37-inch tires I have. I'm getting like 23, 24-ish miles to a gallon, and that's on 410 gears. I've not seen one negative complaint about this motor. When they first came out with this, when I was working with Chrysler, they announced this, and even myself and a lot of people are dogging Chrysler and why they would even put a 4-banger in a Jeep. It's either a 6 or an 8. I'm a believer of this 2.0 turbo. The thing puts down amazing torque, and I still get 8th gear. That's the crazy part, is I still get 8th gear. Eventually I'm probably going to go up to 488 gears. That may be a next year project, but anyway, I do have the S-Pod Bantam with a metal cloak, just bracket, and then that's just the wiring for the solar panel. But other than that, this is completely stock. So again, this is my 2-door Rubicon. I did mention this. These brackets are just from China, off of Amazon. Something quick and easy that I needed to mount these, so I just got them. I'll probably either replace them or just keep them. I don't actually mind them. It actually looks pretty decent. I am thinking about, I did see this company where you guys can actually kind of do your own little wrap design with like graphs. So I am kind of thinking about ordering that. I think it'll look kind of cool, so leave me down in the comments if I should do that. I did get some stickers. I got some, whatever, my Instagram, YouTube, and some QR codes that people can scan. But yeah, that is my 2019 Jeep Wrangler that I actually did a video on that, but I didn't see it. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. I know it's not the Chevy, it's not anything else, but it's the Jeep, and I love this thing. This thing's really cool. Just like I love the truck, but like again, I'm always different. We're always gonna try something new, and I didn't see a lot of people doing a 2-door, a very small compact Overland. So that's kind of my cup of tea. Is I like to try something different. I want to try something different and kind of prove people wrong that even I've said this before, the true Jeep is a 2-door, not the 4-door. But I did love my 2015 JKU that I had heavily modified, and so I'm kind of really curious on how this thing goes. So far, it's been pretty good. I am finding some tweaks here and there, and I've been taking care of them, especially like the steering issues and stuff like that. But I think I've already figured those things out. It was blown ball joints from the factory for pushing heavy tires. It's just known to wear. So I put a 2.5-ton tie rod drag link and on the Jeep. So again, that's my 2019 2-door, and it's only got 23,000 miles on it or so, and I think it looks pretty damn sexy. But I do have on Instagram right now. Actually, probably time this video gets posted, it's going to be down. But leave me down in the comments. Do we go back to, or do we leave the stubby bumper on, or do we go back and put the end caps on here to make it the full width bumper? Right now, I believe it is a 50-50. Let me see. So right now, we have a 55-45 with a full width bumper. Yeah, tell me what you guys want me to see with a two-door, and we will try to make it happen. Again, this thing has been an amazing thing to work with and trying to figure out the best style of camping with a two-door. And again, that is part of this journey that I want to go on, is especially now that my work schedule is going to be where I get more days off, where I can go on more trips and actually start filming. And that was kind of the hard part in the basically from here and the last 6 months. I've been super busy and super focused on work, and now it's starting to where, yeah, I still got to focus on work, but I can start kind of relaxing a little bit more, because I did a lot of the hard stuff, and there's still a lot of more hard stuff to go on with my job. But now I can kind of start slowing it down and get back into filming, which has always been my passion. So yeah, this is again my 2019 two-door Jeep Wrangler. Tell me what you guys think and what you guys want to see with this, and how I pack it, how I want. And I got a lot of other videos that I have worked or that I'm planning on doing. It's just gonna take a little time because we are getting ready for a big trip. So Yellowstone is coming up, like I said, and then from just mini trips here and out throughout the year. That is my 2019 two-door Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 2.0 liter. There's a couple other things I want to do to this thing, so leave me down in the comments what you guys want to see with the two-door, because everybody rocks a four-door. I want to rock a two-door, and I think two-doors still look sexy. So yeah, thank you. I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys for sticking with me, and I appreciate it. Please hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. So yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.